Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friar Talk podcast. For those of you who regularly follow us, we do these kind of live streams every single series. So if you're interested in, following us every single series, we do one of these all the time. We truly enjoy answering everyone's questions, and we like talking about upcoming series. Obviously, this upcoming series is going to be against the Diamondbacks, and there's a lot of hope coming into these next 30 games because it's 7 against the Diamondbacks or maybe more, and a couple against the Marlins and everything. And there's a lot of hope because they're such easy teams. But at the same time, do the Padres do good against easy teams? No, not really. So all we can really hope for is that they start stepping it up and start playing to the level we know that they can play at. Because they tend to play down to the competition. The good thing about this, we don't have to see Padre killer Merrill Kelly. We have Ryan Weathers on the bump today, which, hopefully he bounces back from his last outing. It was a really rough outing for him, but that's just, some of the roadblocks for a young pitcher, which, I have no problem with that. It's just he wasn't really locating very well. It was tough. It was really tough to see. As far as this series goes, yeah, I hope we don't play down to our competition either. And that, unfortunately, tends to be the case. I think one of the first things that I got to bring up right now, put it in the comment section. How would you guys feel about moving Tatis out of the shortstop position, putting him in center field? Obviously, there's a lot of film right now, a lot of things going on Twitter where they're discussing moving him to the outfield because of his shoulder injury. And I think something I want to point out is that 2 out of the 3 times that he's went down with a shoulder injury have been on offense, and only 1 has been on defense. So I don't, and moving him out to the outfield doesn't guarantee he doesn't get injured, because here's the thing. You still got to make diving plays. You got to make a further throw from the outfield than you do from shortstop. It's not his throwing arm. So, I mean, yeah, that doesn't matter, but you got to, making those crazy diving plays, you don't want to let a ball fall in front of you for the game, or you don't want to let a ball fall anywhere for the game. So if he dives and he hurts that shoulder, most of the time we saw this last one is when he fell, he slid head first and he hurt his shoulder. You saw a shoulder pop. What if that happens when he dives in the outfield? And that could happen at short as well. But like I mentioned, it doesn't really it's only happened on defense once. So the idea that he could be going to the outfield, I'm not really like opposed to it. I think it's great. I think he's an amazing athlete. I think he will be able to play whatever position they ask him to. However, I don't think moving him from short is the best option right now. I think, I think you just keep him there. Like I said, he hasn't gotten hurt much on defense. So, Tatis in the corner outfield spots, yeah, I mean, I think that's fine too. See how it goes. You could do that. It seems like that's what they want to do right now. I'm just going to bring up the matchups for this upcoming series really quick. So today we got Weathers against Smith, 3-8. Widener, oh my God, Widener makes me so mad. I remember when Widener did really, really good against us in the first series. And then we have Darvish and Snell coming up as well. And then we face Mad Bum. We all know how much the Padres love facing Mad Bum. That's pretty big. We need to win that last game. I would say, I mean, we all want to sweep. As long as we win the series, I'm pretty happy. The Giants just took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks, so we need to do the same thing. It's a really tough stretch coming up. They're going to be facing Burns, Woodruff back-to-back, and then they're going to be facing Marquez, and then they're going to be facing Merrill Kelly. And I know Merrill Kelly doesn't sound very scary, but Merrill Kelly actually threw 8 shutout innings against them recently, and they were on track to win until they took him out. So that's unfortunate. Grish fell out of Planet with his back. Grisham actually got pretty hot recently against the A's. He had a really solid series, and don't forget he is a Gold Glove center fielder. So that's why it's kind of tough to see Tatis go out there. Tatis was a Gold Glove shortstop last year, and I know he has a lot of errors this year, but most of those came with an injury to his arm, and Eric Hosmer doesn't really help him in that category when it comes to picking balls. Grisham going to step it up right here. Yeah, I mean, we know how streaky of a hitter most of these guys are, especially Trent Grisham, who, I've mentioned it before, could be the difference between 6 runs and 2 runs. He's just he has that much of a difference in our lineup. Grisham is the weak link right now. I think when Caratini plays, Caratini's kind of the weak link. You guys would be surprised to see that. I think he has a negative WAR right now. Put Tatis in as the closer. So let me know, who do you guys think should be the closer right now? We gave a poll on Twitter, and we gave a couple options. We gave the Nelson Lamet, Daniel Hudson, Drew Pomeranz, and Mark Melanson. So that's obviously one of the hot topics, especially after that last game against the A's. That's one of the hot topics among us fans. So let me know in the comments who you guys think should be the closer right now. The less diving Tatis has to do, the better. I mean, that's why I kind of think leaving him at shortstop is best, because he doesn't have to. I mean, we don't need him to die for those ground balls on the 5-6. And you die for those ground balls in the out that are going to the outfield. But like, if he's in the outfield, the thing is, Tatis plays incredibly like insane every time he's out there. He's not going to ease up. So I mean, I don't think taking him out of the position is going to do much. I see Pomeranz, I see Hudson, and I don't really think there's a wrong answer. I think, me personally, I would have Pomeranz as a setup man, and I would have Dinelson Lamet close. Not off the start. You want to see how Dinelson Lamet does in that relief role. However, if come September, you see that he's doing really well, and it's important to note that Jace Tingler came out and said on 97.3 The Fan that he's going to have Mark Melanson as a closer still. And I mean, I'm not opposed to that. It's just like there's better options out of the pen, you know? I don't want to be that guy, but I wonder if Tingler is and has been the weakest link. Typically, you're going to judge general managers who don't really have, he never played in the league. And you're going to judge a general manager who has all this type of talent on the team. However, I think he's fine. I think Tingler is a solid manager. You could really see how much of an inspiration this guy has on the team. He loves his guys, and you know, at first I started to question Jace Tingler too. And over a 162 game season, you're going to question a lot of the manager decisions. There's no doubt about that. Everyone questions Dave Roberts and Bud Black and, you know, all these great managers out there. However, you know, we don't let those decisions impact how you see a guy, because he does make a lot of good decisions. Myers striking out is getting old. You got to wonder what will happen to Myers if Tatis goes to the outfield, because Grisham isn't going to sit. Grisham's going to be out there. Pham, the way he's doing, you know, how often he's getting on, he's going to be out there too. So you got to wonder what happens to Myers. We don't need to name a closer. Lance should be the closer. Let's improve again. Okay. I like this a lot, Brandon. As a matter of fact, I was talking to one of my friends who's a Giants fan. He says that the Giants do a similar thing. They go based off the situation, or they rotate a couple guys to close the game. And I think that's the best thing to do. It gives the opposing opponent, you know, kind of like a mind game. Like, you know, who's going to close out the game? They won't know. They won't be able to, you know, figure it out. And I think that's a big advantage. If the Padres can't sweep the Diamondbacks, is the season done? Well, the thing is, the Padres played down to the level of their competition, unfortunately. I think just winning the series is a stepping stone. Being able to, you know, lose once to the Diamondbacks this series and lose once to them the next series, I think that'll be great. You know, you go 5-2 in that 7-game stretch, and then hopefully you can win that Marlins series as well. I'm sorry, I just got a text from Chase. So I don't think that would put an end to the Padres' postseason hopes. I think this is still a very good team. I think the scariest thing is the Reds' schedule. For anyone who hasn't seen it, after today, they still get to play the Pirates another 12 times. So that's unfortunate, and the Padres still have a tough schedule. But I feel comfortable, you know, with the Padres having a tough schedule, because they play tough teams really well. So as weird as it is to say, I think that's okay. I get so nervous seeing that dude come in. Yes, I mean, I think we all do, because he doesn't have great strikeout stuff. He doesn't have a blazing fastball. His curveball's solid, but he has nothing crazy about him. You know, there's nothing crazy about it in his arsenal. Less strikeouts than innings pitched. Obviously, that's a very concerning thing. Normally, when I think of that kind of guy, I think of a guy that pitches to contact, and that's the kind of guy I want coming in as a 6th, 7th inning guy against one of the weaker parts of the lineup, knowing that, you know, he'll be able to force weak contact to guys like Manny, Jake, Trent Grisham. You know, I think that's the kind of role I envision him in. Yeah, I mentioned this earlier. Jace doesn't plan on moving Melanson soon. He plans on keeping him there. He knows that the situation is he knows what the situation is. He's aware of the situation. So I'm sure if we keep seeing, you know, bad outings from Mark Melanson, we're going to see somebody else in that role. Thoughts on Frazier? It's a slow start. It's going to be slow for anyone who moves teams. It's a different environment for him. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, a slow start. We just got to hope he picks it up. He was hitting 327 before he came to us with a 392 on base percentage. So, we just got to be patient with that and hope that he starts picking it up soon. Anyone know when Tatis will be back? So he was out there today. He's been hitting in the cage. He's been taking fly balls, ground balls, whatever it is. He's been throwing it around. So he did say he'll probably be out a little longer than the 10 days. But he expects to be back no matter what. I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs. Obviously, that's going to be a thing to be seen. I think, this is still a very good team. It's just a matter of this team being able to come together and pick it all up. The team in back of us right now, we swept them. We beat them all year except for a couple times or maybe once, I think. So we just got to we just got to ride with this team. This is what we got. I'm still very confident in what we got, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. 50 more games left, right? Somewhere around there. It's awesome that you're going to the game tomorrow, PlayStation. Hudson and Pomeranz will always get the tough part of the order. And I think that is absolutely right. Also, Dinelson Lamet will probably get another tough part of the order. This bullpen is stacked. You're going to have Hudson and Pomeranz. You're going to have Dinelson Lamet, Tim Hill, Craig Stammen's having a very good season. You're going to have a lot of depth in the bullpen, and I think you're going to have to use that to your advantage if you want to reach the playoffs. And if we're going to make that wild card game, unless Yu Darvish is balling out or we have a certain pitcher going, like a 1.8 ERA in his past 5 starts or something like that. Unless that is the case, I think you go with an opener approach, and I think you just have, the best bullpen in baseball right now. Ride it out. I'm pretty glad they DFA'd Mateo too. Nola had himself a very good game recently. It was very encouraging to see, especially considering how much time he's missed. Obviously, we don't want one of our best hitting catcher and just throwing those. It's a huge advantage. I'm sure you guys know it's a huge advantage to have a good hitting catcher because if you can bat someone like Nola 8th, big advantage for us. I think we'll actually see Hudson. I don't know if we'll see Hudson this series. I'm not sure. Tingler didn't sound too optimistic, but hopefully we do. I think Lamet probably down the line, somewhere down the line, as you said as well. Will Lamet be okay with moving to a bullpen role? So, he should be okay. There's no reason he shouldn't be. He knows his arm is kind of shot. This is the only way we're going to be able to maintain his health. This is the only way we're going to be able to have him for our future in the starting rotation. I think that's going to be important to keep him keep him safe this season. Maybe in the off season, try and get him some sort of treatment or whatever surgery he needs and get him in the starting rotation next year or the following. Yeah, I forgot about Matt Strom. That dude's going to be great. I think that's a huge addition to our bullpen, whether it be in a short relief role or a long relief, because remember, he was a starter for us at one point. That's a big guy to get back in our bullpen. Time for Darvish to throw to Nola and get used to him. Is he starting today? I didn't even see the lineup. Let me know in the comments if Nola's starting today or if let me see if I can pull it up myself actually. But if Nola's starting today, that'd be good because yeah, you're absolutely right. He needs to get used to a new catcher, in my opinion. I've personally. Yep, it's going to be Nola. But Weather is throwing today, so Caratini is going tomorrow. Any good news on Gore? So we actually had a good Mackenzie Gore video recently. Good news, fastball back up to solid velocity. Just needs to get the rest of his stuff back. And Chase and I were talking about it. There's kind of a possibility we might see him sometime in September. I mentioned that the perfect opportunity to get him a start would be at the end of the month against the Diamondbacks. How realistic that is, I don't exactly know, but he's doing good right now. Score prediction today, I'll go 6-2 2 Padres. Series prediction, I'll say the Padres go 2-1. Do I think the Dodgers will take first? Unfortunately, I do think the Dodgers will end up taking first. That's just a very talented squad, and as much as I hate them, and I hate to admit that they're a talented squad, I've mentioned it before. The Giants haven't had their skid where they go like 4-14 in the last 18, and I think every single team in the league is bound to have one of those skids that theirs come soon. Snell and Weathers need to step it up. Snell had, even though he kind of got saved a couple times, Snell had a relatively good outing, but he needs, I agree with you, he needs to make that a more consistent thing. And this right here, the 28-man roster, this is where Chase brought up bringing up Gore. Whether it be as a bullpen role or as a starter, I think it's going to be important for his development. Remember, his ETA was 2021. Adrian Martinez has looked fantastic. Yesterday he did give up 3 runs, but that was off a 3-run bomb. And other than that, he's looked great. We do horrible against bad teams. Yeah, I was there at the A's game. A lot of fun, obviously. The Giants schedule, and this is what I'm saying, they're going to be playing us 10 times at the end of the year, playing the Dodgers a couple times at the end of the year. Like, they have a pretty tough schedule coming up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start going on that skid that I was mentioning. Right here, unfortunately, one of the guys that got crapped for PEDs hit a game tying or something like that, double off of us, and we lost that game. So kind of sucked, but let me know what you guys think about the series. Let me know what you guys think the score will be today. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Padres sweep, win 2, lose the series? Obviously, I don't think anyone expects us to lose the series against the Diamondbacks, but the way this Padres team plays against bad teams, it's not out of the question. Now, when we play against good teams, I honestly, at this point, I expect us to win every single series against good teams. However, bad teams scare me more. I don't know why. I don't know why they play down to the level of the competition. I expect a sweep. Fully do too. Thoughts on Reese Neer? I like Reese Neer, but I don't like him as a starter. At least right now. I think later down the road, if you go with an opener approach, I'd like Reese Neer. Just right now, it's tough to advocate for somebody who can only go 3 innings or who they only hold to 3 innings because of how taxed his bullpen has been. Tim Hill has pitched so many innings that you're starting to see the wear and tear on the guy. I expect a sweep. We got to fire our third base coach. Is that because of the incident with Profar? I saw people blaming Profar, and I was like, no, he got sent, and he was out by a solid 100 miles. It wasn't even close. Kershaw looks like he's going to be. Back in September. I don't really consider that any scary news, but the most likely timetable for Kershaw will be September. None of what's going on is coaching. I agree, maybe except for Rothschild, but pitchers need to execute. Profar looked at the base coach. Mentioning Profar, he landed on the IL just a couple minutes ago, so Bog is going to take over for him. We need to win all these series leading up to the Dodgers. I think that's going to be huge if we're able to win all the series leading up to that Dodgers series. For all we know, we could be half a game back of their wild card spot or 1.5 games back, and that's going to be a huge series if we're able to make it close. Huck Kim looks amazing at shortstop. He looks amazing at shortstop. We brought it up. He's a Gold Glove caliber defender wherever he plays. That's the beauty of having him on our teams. He's able to spell Machado, Tatis, or Cronenworth. So amazing glove. Definitely has made some really solid plays. And I think overall, when you look at who's the best fielder on, maybe not on our team, I think that's easily Manny. But um, Tatis makes the amazing plays, but Kim just makes, he makes the routine plays and some. So yeah, can't lose any more series against bad teams. I feel like we shouldn't be losing. We shouldn't have lost any series against bad teams, especially like the Diamondbacks. And we got swept by the Rockies earlier in the year. It's frustrating when you lose to teams like that. I like this comment right here. Kim's bat is coming alive, catching up to big speed. We mentioned earlier in the year that he could struggle with adjusting to the velocity of Major League pitching because I think over there at the KBO he saw a maximum 92, 93, which is obviously nothing special. And then you're coming to the big leagues where you're going to see Trevor. He saw Trevor Bauer. He saw Corbin Burns. I mean, this time he saw Gonberg who pitches phenomenal against us, except for this past time. Kim and Machado make difficult plays look routine. Well, absolutely. Those are definitely two Gold Glove caliber players. Machado, the best third baseman in baseball. Kim needs to play, especially against a lefty today. Yeah, we need to get him at bats. I think he's probably going to get an at bat or two today. So hopefully that comes. Kim, I don't know what it is. Every time he comes up in a timely situation, he always comes through. Even though his batting average doesn't say he's an amazing hitter, whenever he's put into a situation where it's runners on second and third, 2 outs, he comes from what I've seen, he's come through more often than not. So that's the kind of players you want. Corona's at shortstop today. Cool. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna give my opinion on the whole Tatis thing. I think I gave it earlier. I want to keep him at short, just because I don't think moving him out of his defensive position will do much. He's still gonna have to dive in the outfield, and everything's gonna be the same. I just think keeping him at short is the best bet, unless you want to get Kim more playing time or something like that. However, it does look like they're heavily considering moving him to the outfield. Oh, I saw you Jarvis earlier this year against the Dodgers. Oh my God, it was like watching a thing of art, like a thing of beauty, because he pitched amazing. I think he allowed 2 runs, but nothing crazy. I think Taylor puts Kim in situations. Yeah, that's a really good point. Obviously, you want to put the guy who hasn't exactly seen anything crazy. You want to put the guy in the best situations possible. You want to put all your guys in the best situations possible. So I think gradually getting Kim to start seeing that 96, 97, 98 over the course of this year and next year, I think that's going to be important. August better be a new month for Darvish, Christian, and fam to wake up. It's got to be a new month for all of these guys. July was a really, really rough month for these Padres. So, hopefully August treats them a little better. Chase isn't on today. So, if this question's for Chase, I will let him know. But if this question's for me, I can speak quite a bit I am Mexican, and I can speak a good amount of Spanish. I wouldn't say anything crazy. When I was younger, I was only able to speak Spanish. When I was 7 or 8, I moved out of Oceanside. That's where all my family is, and that's when I was only able to speak Spanish. I didn't know any English. And then when I moved out, very weird, I lost all my Spanish. I had to go into some English learners class. Fernando is probably going to get surgery when the season ends. I think that's a given, especially for his future. We signed him to a really long contract, so it's going to be important to get that surgery in the offseason, see how he heals. I think he's not like Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger, ever since he's got that surgery, has been atrocious. So I think he's going to be, he's still going to be the Tatis that we know. Hopefully August is a turnaround month for the Padres, because July was so tough. Obviously we all know the deadline. The deadline was really hard on us when we all thought we got Max Scherzer. Like we hopped on a live stream ecstatic that we got Max Scherzer. We were so happy, and I think the whole Padres fan base was so happy. I came on here and I started comparing it to when we got Kevin Brown and we went to the World Series that year. Like it was such an ecstatic moment just to like it for all to go down the way we didn't want it to. It was really tough. July was tough in general. So we just got to hope that August is a lot better for us. June was a pretty solid month for us. So hopefully, it kind of flip flops. Good month, bad month, good month. But unfortunately, the bad month would come in September. So we need to just start seeing these Padres play some solid baseball from here on out. Matt was at that one too. Matt was at the one where it was the 8-run comeback. I agree, Brandon. I don't think playing either of the outfield spots solves Tatis' shoulder problem. Still got to dive, still got to make all these crazy plays. So I think you keep him at shortstop. When is Fernando coming back? Fernando, it looks like he's going to be back. It doesn't look like it's going to happen when the 10-day IL stint is up. It looks like it's going to happen a little after the 10-day IL. We need to give him as much time as possible to heal up. So, yeah. But, oh, dude, I love this comment. The blue and orange were my favorite jerseys. I actually want to get – shoot, let me see if I can pull it up. But I actually want to get this I want to get the white one. This one right here. I want to get that so bad. I think that is the cleanest jersey. And as much as I love this brown and yellow one with the pinstripes, that one's my favorite jersey. Yeah, that 08 comeback was spectacular. I remember Chase and I were watching it, and then I texted Chase like, "Do you wanna like play video games or something like that?" And so we both played video games. We both had the games on our phones, and we were like, "Dude, they're coming back!" So we hopped off and we started watching. Is this regarding Tatis? I think he will play in the Dodgers series. We saw that when the first injury happened. They had it to where he was on track to play in that Dodgers series. So I absolutely think he's going to play in that Dodgers series. Predictions for which Padre will have a good night tonight. I'm going to go Trent Grisham. Normally, I put a spell on some of these guys whenever I say they're going to do good. So the guys that I say normally don't do good. But I'll go Trent Grisham for tonight. Oh, I'm excited. What do you guys think the City Connect jerseys should say on them? Obviously, the most like this. It seems like it's gonna say Slam Diego for sure. Pham and Kim, that's a really good one. I like that. Dodgers activated Trey Turner today. That's unfortunate. It's also unfortunate that he's not the best shortstop in the league. Neither is Corey. Dago, that'd be cool. Let me know who you guys, for everyone else, let me know who you guys think is going to have the best series tonight, or who's going to have the best game tonight. Who you guys think is going to be the MVP of this series? What do you guys expect from the starting pitching? Anything you guys think about this series? It seems like this Padres team is never out of it. I don't know why fans always think, oh, this game's over, whatever it is. You've seen how many times they've come back. They came back in that wild card series. They had numerous comebacks last year. They, just overall, this team's never out of it. I don't know if Petco is accepting cash or not. I don't remember reading anything about that, but they just updated their policies. So, yeah, before you go to a game, make sure you check on that. Jace Tingler came out today, talked about Daniel Hudson. He didn't sound too optimistic about him coming back today or tomorrow or even this series, but we never know. I mean, we just got to hope that he comes back here soon. Cron being the player of the night, that's a super safe pick and definitely something bound to happen. Machado's been insane. Machado has, Matt and I have talked about it before. I believe Chase as well, that we wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the year he puts himself in the MVP conversation. So we saw last year towards the end of the year, he put himself in the MVP conversation, finished ahead of Fernando in the MVP race. He's ever since the start of 2020, he's second in WAR behind Fernando. So we have two of the most valuable players in baseball. Ryan Cohen throwing the first pitch. Happy birthday to Ryan. I saw a bunch of things about it being his birthday, so happy birthday to Ryan. His tweet made it seem like he was throwing the first pitch, so that'll have to be seen. America's finest city, that'd be sick. 1 home run from Nola and Frazier. Frazier only has 4 home runs. It'd be great to see him hit a home run tonight. He needs to wear the swag chain at least once, and it's got to be here soon because I think that's going to get him kickstarted in San Diego. Best jersey number for Hudson to wear? Shoot. I have no clue. Like, I don't even – there's so many players. I don't know. Some in the 40s, I guess. Regarding Frazier, do you guys think Frazier is going to bounce back? He's kind of been cold in ever since he came with us, but I think that's just attributed to the, to change of scenery. Everyone remember Mitch Moreland last year? He sucked. The Redcoats are coming, aka the Reds. Yeah, they were beating down on the Pirates earlier. That's kind of unfortunate because they play the Pirates another 12 times after this, I'm pretty sure. And that sucks for us because they've obviously dominated the Pirates these past couple of days. So, I brought it up. I kind of think this is just a stretch where, a team is hot and later in the season, I think they're going to cool off, hopefully. I like 46. I like 46 too. I was actually thinking 46, but I didn't know what you guys would think. So, Frazier should bounce back. He was batting 327 earlier in the year. It was funny because I was thinking in Pittsburgh, there was another Frazier on that team. I forgot who it was, but he was traded, and they had the first name initial at the front of their jersey, so that way they can identify each. But when the other Frazier left, Adam kept it on because he said it was like some sort of his good luck or something like that. I don't know, superstitious. Todd, yeah, it was Todd. It was Todd Frazier. So I want to ask this to you guys real quick. I brought it up earlier in the stream. If we were to make the wild card game, would you guys have a set starter? If so, who would it be? Or would you guys take the opener approach and go deep into the bullpen? If you guys were to take the opener approach, who would it be? We own the Reds and the Dodgers? I agree. The problem is we don't own these crappy teams that we should be beating. That's just really concerning. I think that's the difference between us, the Dodgers, and the Giants right now, is that we're not able to beat these crappy teams. We're not able to put it to them like we should be. Musgrove, I'd love to see Musgrove start the wild card game. That'd be awesome. Weathers as an opener, I'd love that as well. Especially because if we have to play the Dodgers, Weathers has pitched so well against the Dodgers. So I think, that'd be a great guy to see as an opener. And maybe if Lamet's able to throw a little bit more innings towards down the line, you go with the thing they were doing earlier in the season where they were going Weathers goes 3, Lamet goes 3. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, this is what I mentioned earlier, that the Reds got an easy schedule. The Reds got a super easy schedule. 12 games against the Pirates. So that sucks, but we just got to keep, we control our own destiny. We just got to keep winning some games. Musgrove, honestly, it's tough for me to say Musgrove just because if we have to play the Dodgers, I don't know how I feel about that. I'd rather see Weathers. I'd rather see Darvish, especially considering Blake goes crazy against the Dodgers too. But considering their career numbers against the Dodgers, I know the Dodgers are horrendous against Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish has they have a 192 combined OPS on Darvish, something like that, something crazy like that. So yeah. Lamet for 2 innings if he's healthy. Oh, this is what I bring up all the time. If Lamet's able to go a couple of innings, 2 or 3, I think you go with Weathers and Lamet as your piggyback, and I think you ride that. 4 minutes until the game, guys. So whatever questions you guys have left, let me know, and I'm gonna be happy to answer them. Snell against the Dodgers actually pitched pretty good, surprisingly. Lane just closer. Probably gonna be a little wild. Lamet. Okay. Yeah, we've been advocates of Lamet as a closer. If he's gonna be in a short relief role, might as well do it in the in crunch time. You might as well do it in crunch time and have one of your best starters really go out there and shut him down. Gore going crazy in the wild card game. Is that Mop? Is that your bold prediction? I think that'd be sick. What is Lamet open? Hope it's closed. Then throw in Pierce, Drew, and Hudson. That'd be cool. Let's Gore for it. The thing with Gore is like he's been so iffy and up and down lately that I brought up earlier that it's possible we see him this year, but at the same time, you just never know. Gore throwing a no-hitter in the wild card game. And I like this comment right here too. Lamet would be an extremely strong closer. There's no doubt about that. His fastball is looking good. Jace Tingler said his fastball looks good. He said his slider looks good, and he said, there's a lot of positives coming out of Lamet's outing from with the Storm. So, would love to see him in the closer role. I think if Gore gets brought up this year, you'll see him as a starter at first, and maybe when it comes to the postseason, you'll see him as a reliever. What are we going to do after we win the World Series? It's probably going to be a couple parades downtown. And their Diaz combo, that's a good bullpen day. Yeah, we never get to talk about Taylor Williams. He's hurt right now. So he's rehabbing right now with Lamet as well. So that's going to be cool to have him back. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's bad. So game's coming up soon. I don't hate Melanson, but I don't think that a guy with a 92 cutter. Thank you. That's not a guy you want as a closer. Is Chris Matt still up? I don't even remember. He's kind of just a long reliever that you throw out there to try and keep your team in the game. I'm not the biggest Chris Matt fan, but obviously he fills the role that we ask him to. Michelle, I hate Michelle Bias. I'll go ahead and say right now I'm not a fan of his. Chase and Matt, they know that for sure. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't think he's that. Like, he has a dominant fastball, but it's just straight. Like, it's going to be easy for any major league hitter to hit. I really like Thompson too. I thought he had good stuff. I hope he has a really good career with the Nationals. If he stays there for the rest of his career, I think he's going to be solid. Chris Matt is in El Paso. I figured. That's what I thought. He reaches 100 at times. Yeah. It's just I don't know. I don't know why I don't like him, to be honest. Just from what I've seen from the eye test, I don't think he's gonna be crazy. Thoughts on our future closer beyond Melanson? Talked about this earlier. I think it should be Dinelson Lamet. There's a poll on Twitter that we put up. Who do you think it should? Oh, Grady called up. Yep. Who do you think should get the closer role if it's not Melanson? For right now, it's going to be Melanson. I think it should be Lamet. Chase thinks it should be Pomeranz. I believe Matt does as well. I like Pomeranz as a setup man with Lamet coming in as a closer. Maybe even Hudson as a closer. Maybe you flip-flop them every once in a while. But the closer role is going to be solid as long as, if Melanson can keep it up, great. If not, then we have solid options. Do I think we see Campusano? Possibly. I think maybe with the expanded roster down the line, I think we could possibly see Campusano. I'm a huge Campusano fan. So, all right, guys. Well, game time starting right now. It's about to be game time. Okay, last question right here. Will Tommy Pham and Craig Goat be resigned. I hope Tommy Pham gets resigned. I'm a huge advocate of having him right now. Earlier in the season, I was really tough on him, but I hope he stays with this team. So I'm not going to continue the stream. I'm going to go watch the game. Should have more episodes out here soon. We do live streams every single series. They're a lot of fun for us. We love answering you guys' questions. We love communicating with you guys. We love talking to the Friar Faithful. I know for us three out here in the Coachella Valley, we don't really have other Padre fans. So many Dodger fans, which is why for me it's so sweet when we beat the Dodgers. But we stream every single series, and we're excited for them all the time. So thank you guys for watching the stream today. Hope the Padres go out there and handle business against a team that they should be handling business against. And hopefully over this whole month, the Padres have a really good month. I think now's the time to start closing in on the Dodgers and potentially the Giants down the road. Just because we're 7 games back doesn't mean we're completely out of it. I know it feels that way, but with a blink of an eye, it could be 3 or 4. So hopefully this Padres team steps it up the way we expect them to. And like I said, thank you guys for listening. Subscribe if you haven't. Let your friends know about us. And we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers here soon. So thank you guys. Have a great night. Hopefully go Padres.